Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me on my page, YLIFE Coaching Solutions, you living intentionally, fearlessly for every day. Again, thank you so much for being part of this journey, and I just wanted to come on here to speak a little bit about myself, about YLIFE Coaching Solutions, and exactly what I do. So just to get to know me, my name is Savvy Levmara, aka Savvy, and YLIFE Coaching Solution was actually inspired through a series of events that took place in my life. So early this year, I had a major or somewhat of a major accident, major in the way that it was life-changing, but I was driving home on the 403 during a very winter and snowy day, and at that time I got cut off by a car and my vehicle spiraled out. I think I went around about 5 times in a circle, just spinning out. And it was that day that I said, oh my gosh, I am going to die. I really thought that I was going to die. I looked around and there were about 10 vehicles, and it was the scariest moment of my life. Now, for anyone who knows me, I am somewhat of a risk taker, and I do like adventure as much as possible, or to push myself and challenge myself. But this was one of the moments where not only did I feel out of control, but I saw my life flash before me and I thought it was over. So I just prayed and said, God, just please send me a miracle. Please send me something that would help me. And in that moment, I heard a voice and it told me exactly what to do. And I did that, pulled up my brakes, took control of the vehicle, and got my car back in control and started to drive off. I must have been in shock, but I kept going. When I looked through the rearview mirror, I only saw 2 cars, and it was so life-changing for me. That moment driving home, I was, as I mentioned, in shock, but I think it hit me a few days later that life is precious. It's a moment that you should always take advantage of. It is here for us, and it's meant to live it to the fullest. Based upon that life-changing moment, I just got inspired action to make it my mission to move forward with helping other individuals who are going through challenging, defining moments in life to make that shift so that they're able to tap into their unlimited energy and start living life and enjoying it and creating it the way that they want it to be. Now, prior to that accident, I've experienced a lot of different challenging moments in life, from being diagnosed with a learning disability, growing up with a parent who was navigating mental health issues, also experiencing a rough relationship, and also experiencing the loss of both of my brothers within the span of 6 months. So there's been a lot of things that have happened in my life that would, make me want to give up or make me get trapped by fear. But I always looked at the situation as if there's more to life. We don't exactly know what happens to us at any given reason, or why it happens to us for in any given reason. But one thing that is given is that we have the ability to shift those moments that happen that are challenging or defining, and they're always happening every single day at different times throughout our lives. And making that conscious awareness just gave me another perspective. So as I view the world, I know that a lot of people are experiencing fear, or subconsciously experiencing fear, and not even understanding the depth of what this emotion can do, or this feeling or emotion can do to individuals. So I was just inspired to bring awareness to this and just help other individuals who may need it, because there's so many people who are going through fear-induced thoughts and fear-induced situations and feeling as if no one is there to help them. So I wanted to create this company. I wanted to create this project in order to reach out to those individuals or connect with them and attract them. Because I was once that individual, but now realizing fear is just mainly built up in our minds, and we have the power to shift that at any time. Roosevelt said, "There's nothing to fear but fear itself." And I really believe that when he was giving that message, he was talking about fear itself, looking at us, ourselves, the individual itself, self. We fight with fear and we push against it, or we freeze, or we run from it. But through YLIFE Coaching Solutions, I was able to examine the fear that I went through, and examine the fear that I've seen a lot of people go through, as well as when I would help them through their situation or help them to look at the situations differently. It was kind of looking at it for what it is. And fear can be considered false evidence appearing real. And in some cases, the fear is really something that we should take note of, but in most cases, it's just something that we have been manifesting in our minds over and over through scripts and programs that have been instilled through friends, family, colleagues, co-workers. It doesn't matter whom. It's anytime we go through life, we are we are susceptible to having these fear-induced thoughts instilled within us. And that is why it brought me to a bigger goal of examining this fear and finding out ways that it can be replaced in the simple solutions. Some people will say, well, how can dealing with fear, how can my challenging moment just be so simply reduced? You don't know what I'm going through. Well, that's true, because I don't know every individually personally. I don't know each individual personally, but what I do know is that going and re-examining all of the pain and all of the hurt and everything that you've been through multiple times is like opening a wound over and over again and not allowing it to heal. So what YLIFE Coaching Solutions does is it provides a way for you to look at what you're experiencing, acknowledge it, and move past it. And that's why I use and implement hypnotherapy and NLP, neuro-linguistic programming tools, in order to tap into the subconscious mind, bring it to the surface, allow you to examine it, shine your light on it, accept it for what it is, and then move forward into your unlimited potential. Some people believe that reliving a fear or reliving a challenging moment or reliving the difficulty is going to harm them, but you cannot relive the experience in actuality. You can just re-examine it. The moment has already happened, the experience has already happened, it's already passed, but what we're doing is holding on to these memories, these thoughts, and the emotional connections that we have to it. Now, I'm not a complete expert in this, and there's always room and opportunity to grow, but what I do know is that looking at my own life and looking at others' lives, and as I mentioned, the individuals that I work with and have worked with, they have shown that there's an emotional attachment to the fears and the challenges that they're experiencing. So as I mentioned, YLIFE Coaching Solutions was created from that. And the reason I really focused on solutions is because as an individual, we don't want to have to continue to get a band-aid fix over something and then go on, and then another trigger happens and it just provokes us to react in a certain way. With YLIFE Coaching Solutions and the packages and the services that are offered, it helps you to create long-lasting change, the change that you will be able to carry into your next phase of your life, and also changes that you will be able to share with your colleagues, share with your family, share with your friends, and share in any situation. I want to ensure that the work that I'm doing is not just quick and covering something up and not really dealing with the root issue, but it's actually to deal with the root issue and then help you to create new scripts and new programming and new language that you can carry on and use. So as I mentioned, I am really driven purposely by this work because fear is one of the lowest vibrational frequencies that are out there. It has the ability to latch on to individuals very quickly. So the fear is able to latch onto you just like that, super quickly. But the higher vibrations of love and joy and enlightenment is able to have a long-lasting effect. So it's working with individuals to transmute that energy and teaching them and showing them how to transmute that energy, and then move on to those higher levels where even if a situation happens or a situation comes back into play in a different way, because that's what really happens, situations will repeat themselves over and over and over until we are capable of transmuting that energy into something else where that situation does not have the ability to affect us in the way it once did. So that's the aim of YLIFE Coaching Solutions, working with individuals to reduce their fear, remove it, and become fearless individuals, fearless beings. And the reason I say fearless beings is because if you're living fearlessly, you're doing something fearlessly, it doesn't actually, you don't accept the identity that you are a fearless being. You're able to look at your challenges, look at your fears, accept them for what they are, but then remove that attention and give that attention to the individual that you are being, which is fearless. So I am happy to share any other information with you, so you can feel free to send me a DM. And also I will be following up with more videos and more tips about fears, bringing that to the surface, and just more engaging content with you, so that you will be able to understand and accept the power of the energy that you hold within you. And I say within you because it doesn't come from anywhere else but within. And then not only being able to understand that you have that power within you and that unlimited potential, but then knowing how to utilize it in each situation, as certain tools that you are using or maybe using at one phase of your life are no longer applicable in other phases of your life, because it means you have elevated and you have grown, or it's your opportunity to elevate and to grow. And this happens when a challenging moment presents itself. Knowing what tools to use, but also making them very simple, and providing solutions that are long lasting. So feel free to check out my website at www.ylifecoachingsolutions.com, and that is SOULLUTIONS solutions. So I look forward to engaging with you all, and as I mentioned, feel free to send me a DM, leave a comment, and just let me know if you have any questions or anything you would like to see on this page. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you soon. Bye.